Good morning. Welcome to Time in His Word. I was looking through Ecclesiastes this morning. It's in the Old Testament. I've read the whole book before, and I was reading some of the highlighted verses that I had highlighted. And it got me to thinking this book is full of a lot of great, it's kind of like the book of Proverbs, great words of wisdom. That's what I'm trying to think of. I ran across this one verse in particular, a number of them. There's, 4 or 5 that I want to focus on this morning. And it starts off, 4th chapter, Ecclesiastes, the 4th chapter, verses 9 through 13. 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. For if either one of them fails, the one will lift up his companion, but woe to the one who falls when there is not another to lift him up. It kind of got me to thinking the basis or the idea behind marriage, in that the wife leaves her family, the husband leaves his family, and the two together form their own family, and the two of them strike out as a couple to take on the world. And it ends up, it becomes an adventure. And you can't pre-plan it. You just got to take it day by day and endure whatever comes your way, be it good, bad, or whatever. And that's an easy example to see what this verse is talking about. But if we look at it another way, while that couple is married, it's still two individual people, and they need people in their lives to help them be strong for each other. So in other words, my group of friends, my group of people that I draw wisdom from, that I talk to when I'm struggling with ideas or problems or whatever it course may be, that group of friends is going to keep me strong in order that I can be strong for my spouse, and the same for her. It's another one of those, who your circle of friends are defines who you are. So if you hang around with bad people bring good people down. It's just a proven fact. I don't understand why, but it is. We can see it time and time again. People who are good people get in with the wrong crowd, and before you know it, they're running with the wrong crowd. They've not converted the bad crowd to do good. I've never understood that. It's just one of them things that can't be explained. But going farther, it says, furthermore, if two lie down together, they keep warm, but how can one be warm alone? And if one can overpower him who is alone, two can resist him. A cord of 3 is not quickly torn apart. There's a lot of wisdom there in them verses, and I just used an example. But what if you're single? What if you're a single person? How do you maintain the same strength throughout as a couple will? Well, it's the same principle. The people whom you surround yourself with will help you be strong. Even though you're single and you're not a couple going through life with somebody to help with the ups and downs, you can still be just as strong and that as a couple, because it's who's in your inner circle of friends that helps you keep that strength to go on. While to me, a couple would be better, but not everybody's meant to be married, and some people prefer to be single, and there's nothing wrong with it. That's their choice. It just makes life a little bit more difficult. It makes life where when something great happens to share, you don't have somebody to immediately share it with. You have your friends, but it's not the same as a spouse sharing something exciting that had happened. The excitement is not as there when you tell a friend as when you tell a spouse. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not promoting marriage or anything like that this morning. I'm just using it as an example, and it's an example that we can understand and relate to without any difficulties, because we've all seen a couple that just continually fight and bicker, and life's a turmoil, and they seem to be, instead of striving to go together as a team, they do things their own way, and you can see the unhappiness there. You can see the sorrow, the sadness. Whereas a couple that's working together, trying to attain the same goal, there's unity, and that's what I'm getting at. And what I'm ultimately getting at is that being a couple and going through life, when we latch onto our Savior and make Him the focus of the couple, that gives us three. Just like verse 13 said, and if no one can overpower him who is alone, two can resist him. A cord of three stands is not quickly torn apart. So if you're a couple and God is the center of your life, the center of everything that you do, that gives you three. And that couple, that bond of three, is virtually impossible to overcome. So just think about that today. Think about this passage in Ecclesiastes, the 4th chapter, verses 9 through 13. Two are better than one because they have a good return for the labor, which is two. Two people doing a job makes it easier. For if either one of them fails, the other can lift up his companion, but woe to the one who falls and there is not another to lift him up. If you stumble and fall through life and there's no one there to pick you up, it just beats you down. But if you have somebody that can pick you up and help you through the troubling times, you can overcome anything that's bothering you or getting the best of you. So think about that today. Who is in your inner circle of friends that helps you maintain a strong couple of two, but more importantly, is God the center of you and another person, so that makes that cord of three that's virtually impossible to penetrate and to knock down.